Hey, welcome to an episode of beersjackofbbq. So today, got a beautiful day. It's actually May. They won 85 degrees here in Pennsylvania. Kind of an odd thing, but not totally odd. But looking forward to it. So doing a long cook today. Got some beef ribs from the butcher yesterday. Picked them up. Gonna have them ready to go. Gonna use Kosmo's cow cover hot and a little bit of the Kosmo's SPG, salt, pepper, garlic. Gonna season them up once I unwrap them. We're gonna put them on the Kamado Joe today. Got to set up indirect cooking. Grill's running right around 200 degrees. I'll let that slowly rise. Gonna cook it just like a brisket. I forgot, I think it's a 4-rib beef rib. So once we see the introduction, unwrap it, start seasoning it, we'll get it ready to go. All right, so I didn't want to do a whole lot of trimming to this. It is a 4-bone beef rib. Got a decent amount of meat on it. I kind of like the fat on these, so I'm going to leave that go. But I am going to season it pretty heavy because of the fat itself. Make sure I get the sides as well. So like I said, we're going to go down with some cow cover hot. Going to do the backside first. Don't want to go too heavy with, I shouldn't say too heavy. I want to put some on. I said I'd go heavy, but I want between the two, they're both a little salty. So I want to kind of watch how much I put down because of the salt. And I'm going to make sure I get the sides. I really like the cow cover hot on beef. Guess that's why they call it cow cover. I'm going to probably not try to do the salt, pepper, garlic. It's a little bit more coarse. I'll just do the top because I didn't know if it would stick. I didn't really use a binder. I typically don't use a binder just because I just kind of let it, get it on there. I'll let this sweat out a little bit and then we'll throw it on the Kamado Joe. This SPG is pretty nice though. Gives a nice flavor. All right, we're gonna let this sit. We can see how well that's coated and we'll bring it back when we throw it in the Kamado Joe. All right, so we're at the Kamado Joe. I have it running just above 200 degrees right now. Got some cherry wood on here. I do have a water pan in. And sorry about that. Putting it right in the middle of the grill, right over the water pan. Gonna let that thing on probably 2 hours before I check it. So in about 2 hours, we'll bring you back, check everything out. We'll see you soon. All right, so the beef ribs have been on about 3 hours. And I did take a peek at them, did a temperature reading on them. They're probably a little about 165. The bark seems to be set kind of nice. It's on there. I'm now gonna wrap them because that's what I like to do with just like a brisket. And I'm actually gonna put some beef broth on them. So, man, they look nice. So, put them in an aluminum pan just that way there's no spillage anywhere. I like to save all this au jus. I probably won't put all this on it because it is a little bit smaller than a normal brisket. Wrap this up and put it back on and just let it go to about 195 to 198. I do like to bring it back off so give that bark a chance to kind of harden up again. I may add a probe later on, but I'm gonna let this go for a few hours. Exactly. Gotta try to get as tight as I can with still having that beef broth in there. Spin around this way. So we'll check probably another hour or two for temperature, but want to let this probably go to 200 so it's just poked through easy. So we'll see you back here a little later. All right, so just hit 198 degrees. What I didn't show you before, we actually added a probe to this. I wanted to see where it was at and following along just to see what we get to. Didn't exactly know where I was sticking at, but hopefully I got it in a good meaty piece. Oh wow, this looks looking nice. I'll move this off. I'm going to pull this out and put it back on, let it kind of set up a little bit. And I actually want to check how everything is doing here. Like I said, it looks kind of nice here. Definitely want to take this probe and try to find a spot and also check how tender it is yet. I don't think we're there yet. Oh, we're very close. In fact, I think we're going to be done here, but I'm going to let it sit up. There's just 1 or 2 spots yet. I'm going to try to find a spot here that's good. It's going in so easy, I'm not sure where to go. We'll bring you back here shortly, but I'm going to just kind of let this set up on the outside, and see you soon. Alright, so we left it sit on here about a half an hour, just let it kind of crisp back up on the bark. As you can see, when you poke into this thing, it is super tender, so I'm going to pull it off. And we're going to let it, I'm going to cover it, let it sit for about a half an hour, and then we'll cut a chunk off this and try it and let you know how it is. As always, cheers. So here we are, finished up, did beef ribs on Kamado Joe. So used Kosmo's cow cover hot and some of Kosmo's SPG rub, which is salt, pepper, garlic. Had the Kamado Joe running to about 250 degrees. We put them on around 11 o'clock, and here it is 5 o'clock. Now we did pull them off about a half hour ago. Let them rest. I had them covered, let them sitting. They really went to about 198, but at that point they were pretty much already done. So I did put them back on after I covered them when they were about 170. Uncovered them when they got to 198. They kind of hung around there, but they were nice and tender at that point. So I pulled them off after about a half hour. Just want to let the rub sit a little bit more, or set a little bit more. So I'm going to cut into one. Like I said, they were very tender. Get one on the plate here. Move this out of the way. And have this, but boy, it looked nice. I was wondering if it was going to fall off the bone, but that tells you right there how nice that is. Gonna try a little taste of these. It's hard to even find a spot because, like I said, so tender the way this looks. And that was my first time ever doing beef ribs. Cooked it kind of like do a brisket. It was a little quicker because it wasn't quite as big as a normal brisket. Definitely taste that seasoning on there. Those two as a combination really work well. Enjoyed doing this. I'm sure Jack's going to be digging into one of those bones as soon as we get done with the shooting here. So like what you're seeing, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell, gets notifications every time we put a video up. Tell your friends about our channel, and we'll see you next time.